my scrappy friends. I have a sketch it up with Hannah and Megan, or Megan and Hannah, however you want to say it. I guess it doesn't really matter. Layout for you today, and I'm going to be using the sketch that you've seen at the beginning, but I am turning it around and kind of changing it up a little bit. I really had a hard time with this sketch, like a really hard time. I tried it earlier and I just did not like it, and I will put the process up later for you guys so you can see it, because I didn't take it apart or anything. I didn't not like it that much. It just wasn't, I don't know. It was just different from what I usually do. So yeah. So here I'm attempting to do it again because I am determined to make this sketch work for me. I am not going to let this sketch tell me what to do. And I think sometimes that is the thing about sketches that we forget, is that we forget that even though they're maybe not our style, that we can still we can make a sketch work for us. You just have to think outside the box. So I am going to be using some mixed media watercolors on my page. I did not add gesso. I find that with just this little tiny bit of watercolor, the gesso actually makes it warp more than if I just left it. So I'm just leaving it, and I am going to be backing that up on that piece that you see me cut the middle out of, because I really love this Dear Lizzie collection, and I'm using some of that on here, and I only have the one sheet of that paper, and so I'm going to try to get the most out of it by cutting the center out. And I am doing the plus marks because I just love plus marks. If I can add it to a layout, it makes me happy. And I just did 3 little sections. I did use my heat gun there because I was going to add some blue or like teal color in the sprinkles. I figured I'd add this on now because the watercolor is really easy to dry up. It's not like with the Heidi Swap. If I use Heidi Swap, well, and I just have black anyway, so it's not like I have a whole lot of colors, but if I used the black on the background, it would take so long for it to dry that I would make a big mess. And I've done that before. I've smudged it, and usually as long as I can get it before I've taken my pictures, I'm okay with it being a little smudged, though it's kind of annoying. But yeah, so here I'm just backing the white on that color, and I really like the different specks of color. And I noticed that the watercolor kind of smudged a little, so I'm trying to see if I just use that eraser, if it would erase it. And it did a little bit. It wasn't, I find that if you use just a regular plain eraser and you do it really, really light, that you can sometimes get the color off if it smudges a little bit. I don't know. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does, so it's worth a try. And the kind that I have is not like it's a smudge-proof one, so it doesn't usually leave marks on. And now I'm just looking through my papers that I have of like similar colors, and I kind of stuck with that color theme of mostly the teal type colors. That one that I already stuck down, that's like that greeny color, that is from, I want to say, I know it was from my hip kit. I want to say it's from the Jen Hadfield collection. I had just a little teeny tiny bit of that paper left, and I don't have much of my hip kits left. So, and I'm trying to decide if I want to add the tags there, and I'm not really liking it there. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll add them here. And I'm not really feeling that the pinky crafty color one, and I wasn't even feeling that smaller pink one. So I'm going to look through and find some other tags that kind of match better with what's going on. And I did use some of that bigger splotchy paper behind my photo too, and I'm going to add that. Even though actually that one with the black lines I didn't use as a layer. I thought about using it as a layer. So, and I'm just layering, and I think on there was an extra 1 or 2 like layers, and I'm not doing the banners. I kind of decided that I didn't like the way the banners looked, and maybe it would have looked okay. And sometimes I don't mind using banners, so it's not that I don't care for banners. It's just, I don't know, I just couldn't make it work for me. And I really liked the way that this looks flipped. And so here I'm looking through, and I'm still not feeling that pink one. And that pink one, I accidentally like cut the hole wrong in it because I used a die to cut that one. And the other 2 are from Dear Lizzie. So, but I really like that yellowy green is similar to the one in her line, even though these are not from the same collection at all. I think some of those tags were from a few collections ago. But they're cute. And then I remembered that I had some of these Pink Fresh Studio like tags with like, I don't know, they have something like weird on them. But it's a really fun texture, so I thought that would kind of work. And I'm just adding a little bit more glue because I want to make sure that it's going to stick. I don't want to find out later that it fell, if at all possible. And these were from a Pink Fresh Studio kit that I got, and they're from Colorcast Designs. And I love these pluses. There's wood ones and then there's colored ones. And so I mix it around and I just add them throughout the layout. And I'm sorry that the top half is cut off, or the top part is cut off a little bit. I have to scale down my desk because otherwise you see my recording arm. And usually I keep it in the middle, but so now I picked out some embellishments that I thought would work. And I'm trying not to go crazy because, I mean, I already have the mixed media. I already have those acrylic pieces. But I just want to add a few things. And I really like those vellum hearts. And the colors that I have left are like that blue and that green color. And that green color I probably wouldn't use too much. But it matches pretty well with the pluses. So I'm going to use that. And I'm adding, what did I add? A circle element. And then I added, the little banner thingy from Pink Fresh Studios. And that was in a different color than what's in the paper, but I thought that the yellow would kind of the yellow and that greeny yellow would kind of work together. So, and I did pop that up, and then I put that Amy Tan thing. So now I'm just looking for some other pieces to kind of add to my layers because I want to just add a few pieces and make it look really fun. And I remembered that I had that flower from Amy Tan, which is down at the bottom there of the picture. And I'm trying to decide where I want that tag. That's from Pink Fresh Studios too. I think that's an Avalicious. Avalicious made it for Pink Fresh Studios. So, and here's another tag, and then I'm gonna stick it in so it's sticking out a little bit. So it does kind of cover up that heart, but I really like the way that it looks there, and I'm going to add that yellow piece there, and I really like that. I really like the way that the different directions are going out of the layers. It just kind of brings a little bit more interest. And that says everyday documentation. So I am putting summer because this picture was taken in the summer, and this really is not a picture of anything overly important, but if you watch my channel, you know that I have a habit of taking pictures of nature here in Hawaii. And a lot of it is because I want to remember the cool aspects of Hawaii that we see every day. And I want to be able to remember them when we leave. And one of the things that is really, really cool here is these trees, the roots will like almost grow up back into the trees. And it's awesome. It looks really, really cool. And so the base of these trees will be like all these roots and part of the tree hanging up, down. And you can't tell like where the beginning is from the end, and it's just this great big mess. But it also reminds me of the tree in The Lion King that the one, who is it, Rafiki, the monkey, lives in. So it also reminds me of that. So I really wanted to document this and just have it be one of those things that we can look back and remember. Oh yeah, remember those cool trees. And I know I lived here when I was a little kid, and I remember like bits and pieces, but I think that it would have been really cool to have had a lot more pictures of these kinds of things, because it would have even been more ingrained into my brain, all the things that were awesome about Hawaii. So I want that for my kids. I want them to be able to remember it. And so I'm just drawing some lines to do some journaling, because I'm going to journal that down at the bottom. And then I think all I do is just add some splatters. I did add some sequins. I didn't show me gluing them down because, that's kind of boring, and I figure you know how to glue. I did decide not to add any more string to the other two tags. I thought that would just be a little bit too much. So I just left the one string in the one tag. And yeah, so here's some black. And I don't think I show me doing the journaling, but it will be in the close-ups. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I'm having fun trying something a little bit different, using sketches on a regular basis, which I haven't been doing for a while. And I hope you guys go over and check out Megan's channel. I'll have her info in the information box down below. I will see you guys later, and have a great week. Bye.